One's ready. Go!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the One's Ready podcast. This is your daily drop for the 19th of March, brought to you by barbellapparel.com. Check out Barbell Apparel for their jeans, chinos, joggers, workout shorts, polos, graphic tees. Don't forget about, they always have sales too, but don't forget about their lifetime warranty, guarantee for you, any kind of defect, you mess it up or anything like that, send it back to them. All you got to do is pay for shipping and handling. However, if you are one of their elite members and you pay a monthly fee, that also builds you credit so that you can make purchases, not credit as in like a credit score, but you basically fill up an account and then you can buy whatever you want because that credit goes towards any kind of purchase. Then you don't have to pay any kind of shipping and handling or anything like that. Also, if you get their pants and you get, say, 34s, right? The standard length is 34. You can get other lengths as well, but the standard one is 34. And then you still need to get it tailored. You can take it to a tailor, you email them the receipt, and they reimburse you that. So check them out, barbellapparel.com. Let them know we sent you by going to their checkout. Go to the kind of exit survey, click that we sent you, and if not, type it in where it says other. All right, on to the news. This is joint news, and if you're new here, this is the news that the commanders and the chiefs get sent from public affairs offices all around the Air Force, and this is curated. So, and then not only is it curated, I have also put it through AI so that I can kind of combine it so that I'm not actually reading you the news. So it kind of just gives me the headlines and a quick little blurb. So, all right, here we go. Joint news. Pentagon budget uncertainty. Breaking news released it. The Pentagon faces a year without a full budget under a new continuing resolution, cutting real spending by 10%. Per Defense News, Trump pushes to axe 8% of the civilian jobs and shift $50 billion, while Representative Rob Whitman urges $100 billion plus for urgent tech like counter-drone systems. Analysts like McKinsey Agonal call it a chaotic push-pull, with the Space Force's General Michael Guillotine warning of delayed threat response. Yeah, so we have actually talked about this before. One is, I think, screw a continuing resolution. We should have just shut it down. That's my opinion. I like the chaos of it, though. And, you know, anything that can prevent the government to do anything to us, like, I think that's a good thing. Two is, it is very difficult to run an operational squadron or squadron group wing a DoD service under a continuing resolution. When you're trying to plan out funds and program funds, it makes things extremely difficult, especially when you end up getting, you know, your year's worth of money in the last couple of months and trying to spend it, and you can't. So it's tough to program things out. Also, General Goulet, he is the NORAD and NORTHCOM commander, dual hatting, and he recently just went on, I think it was 60 Minutes, and did a counter drone system push, saying that we are woefully behind, which, you know, I agree with. I think some couple $100 drones in a swarm could easily mess us up, if you will. At the same time, you know, we talked about being able to forecast things for the Space Force, for the Air Force, and man, we are not doing great with it. So a continuing resolution hurts us. It hurts us bad. Never mind all the other cuts and everything that are happening, which, again, I'm for the cuts. They just need to be well thought out instead of a sweeping just cut. So next one, civilian workforce cuts and hiring freeze. Secretary Pete Hegseth Friday memo lists or limits hiring to readiness-centric roles, with exemptions for medical and depot jobs, aiming to cut 50 to 60,000 civilian positions. Courts have halted firings, forcing reliance on resignations and a freeze, though service secretaries can request exemptions. The freeze hit support units like Yokota's Resilience Office down to 2. So, like, yeah, man, we're going to feel this in the DoD all across the board. I'm speaking from somebody who is impacted by it right now, like, but sometimes you got to stop the bleeding, then you got to plug the hole, and you got to figure out what's going on and assess the situation. That's essentially what this is. You know, if you guys think that every single person, active duty or civilian, busts their ass and is value added, you're wrong. There's a lot of fat needs to be trimmed. And some probably say that I am one of those too. Like, and I very well may be in some people's eyes, but like, there's a lot of waste and a lot of bullshit. And if you haven't paid attention to some of the things that they've found, well, dude, you're just in denial. So, number 3, Houthi strikes escalate. U.S. forces struck 30 plus Houthi targets in Yemen on Saturday, hitting populated areas to degrade capabilities, with Lieutenant General Alexis Greenwich confirming no expected civilian deaths. Note Analysts note a tactical shift, while Trump ties the strikes to Iran, vowing continue action until Red Sea attacks stop, per Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell. Air Force jets downed 11 Houthi drones targeting the USS Truman on Sunday. Yeah, dude, these are going to keep happening, and the whole reason that we're over there is for shipping lanes. Like, it's extremely important that that's what the U.S. Navy does, and there's no one on earth that is better at it than the U.S. Navy in ensuring that those shipping lanes are safe and functioning. So whatever we got to do to make sure that it works, like, right on. So I support it. Recruiting rebounds. Remote ASVAB test sites reopened after DOGE cuts, boosting access for recruits, says MEPCON. DoD officials report a strong FY25 recruiting start, with Army General James Mingus citing decade-high momentum. The Air Force Brigadier General Christopher Amarine credits a refined mix of strategies for the exceeding goals. Yeah, man, I think, people like to point to one particular thing that helps this. I think it's probably a bunch of different things. I think it's a new administration, a new vigor. There seems to be a lot of vigor in America right now, which I'm all about. And then, economy and opportunities, like, a lot of this plays into it. And, I think, what is this? Is this Gen Z that's coming out now? Or, we're still in Gen Z as they're going in. Like, they're patriots. They want to do work. I don't believe in the whole, this damn generation is not like us. Like, that's such bullshit. I don't subscribe to that at all. So, DEI Content Scrubbed. Navajo Code Talkers pages were mistakenly cut from DoD sites under Trump's anti-DEI order, but will be restored, per Pentagon officials. Arlington Cemetery also removed Black, Latino, and women veterans info, with some content returning after review amid Representative Adam Smith's criticism. NSC's John Eloy and Secretary Hegseth affirmed DEI is dead. Yeah, DEI is dead and should be dead. Again, we talked about this. Somebody just goes Ctrl+F, goes in there and just goes, oh, highlight, delete. They don't even review it. I guarantee that's what happened. Or they're using some kind of AI, and the prompt and the parameters that they're putting in there are not accurate or not correct, and they need to change them. F-35 alliances and concerns. U.S.-Norway pact advances F-35 base upgrades in Norway, despite NATO tensions, says Norwegian Secretary. Yeah, I am not pronouncing a Norwegian name. And the Canadians' PM Mark Carney reviews its 88 F-35 deal, wary of U.S. reliance, while the F-35 JPO denies the quote-unquote kill switch rumors. Stressing global support, experts like Stacey Pettijohn warn U.S. could still cripple foreign F-35's maintenance cuts. There's no kill switch that I've even heard rumors of on the jets, meaning we sell them to Norway, Canada, or any of the partner countries, and then we're just able to remotely, like, kill them. That would be, I'm going to say this, that would be incredibly illegal and probably border on the war crimes front. But Would it surprise me? No, but I've never heard any kind of rumor like that, unless we're talking about a kill switch in terms of death by 1,000 cuts by crippling the maintenance and logistics of it, because we're not able to keep up or whatever. Like that is a real possibility, but unlikely, because having strong partners only keeps and helps the U.S. be strong. So that's my opinion on it. Next is transgender ban blocked. Judge Anna Reyes blocks Trump's transgender service ban, citing past misuse of readiness arguments with a stay on Friday for appeal. 2 trans Air Force sergeants sue, fearing forced resignations by March 26, claiming unequal treatment. The ruling preserves Biden-era policy for now, per the Hill. Whatever, some judge blocks it, it's not going to matter anyway. It really isn't. They can tie this up in courts and drag their own names through the mud or whatever, but like, dude, you're missing out. Now, I will say, with that whole 60-day to boot to get out of the military, like, I don't think that that's right. I think you should get more time than 60 days, but that's not what we're talking about here. So, Air Force news: space station swap. F-22 pilot Major Nicole Ayers reached the ISS on Friday with Crew 10. Relieving Space Force Colonel Nick Hague, who returns today, Ayers praises her team cohesion, a lesson from austere Air Force missions. Crew 9's Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore way depart as early as Wednesday. Right on. Good for them, man. That is... you guys know this already. I'm big into space, so I dig this. And you guys saw that we got the astronauts back, which is awesome. You guys, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty cool seeing the dolphins swim around something that just came from space. Like that's just badass. All right, kill webs progress. The Air Force advances kill webs, but industry execs like David Harold at the AFA Symposium flag silos and classification hurdles. That is a real thing. Classification hurdles really mess us up, because people, and it's not a matter of under classifying things. That usually doesn't happen. It's the overclassification of things, classifying things in networks and emails that aren't classified at all, and then making them no foreign or Five Eyes only or something like that. And it's like, dude, we are overclassifying things to the point where it's crippling us. So that is actually a real thing. Border ISR missions. U-2s, RC-135s, and drones patrol the U.S.-Mexico border, supporting NORTHCOM's anti-trafficking push, per General David Alvin. Alvin calls it unrivaled ISR for Trump's sovereignty focus on social media. Flights ramped up last month, per tracking data. Yeah, it's funny that this is being highlighted, because this kind of stuff has been going on for years. So it's yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the acknowledgement of it is what is the big deal, I guess. I don't know. But here for it, because our airmen and our guardians and our Marines and soldiers and stuff like that, they need training, and they can use this for training, and they need real world experience. I mean, you got all these 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are chomping at the bit to go down range, and we don't have an Afghanistan or Iraq now, but you have something like this, it's a good thing. And they're helping America secure our border. All right, fighter drones emerge. General David Alvin plans. Okay, we've talked about the 1000 YFQ-42As and YFQ-44 Alphas fighter drones, which are the, the CCA kind of things, collaborative combat aircraft. But they're starting their testing stuff this summer. Man, that's quick. That's going to be great. These CCAs with a high penetrating fighter like NGAD, or next generation air dominance, for contested zones. He awaits Trump's call on the NGAD's crewed future. Good. We need to speed that up. Everything needs to be sped up. It's moving way too slow. Acquisitions is way too slow. Infrastructure cuts urged. David Alvin pushes to shed excess Air Force bases at McAleese, favoring more tooth, less tail for efficiency. Representative Rob Whitman notes Congress resists cuts due to district impacts. Okay, there's two things to this. One is, do you see how Congress resists cuts? Because they do this, and we try to brack bases. I can't remember what brack means, but brack means to basically close down a base, like completely shut it down. And there's a lot of politicians that are involved in this, and they don't like, take Cannon Air Force Base, for example, out of Clovis, New Mexico. We wanted to brack that. The F-16s left. There wasn't anything there, and we were going to brack it. The congressmen and senators for New Mexico stepped in and said, no, you're not. You're not going to do that because it's going to cripple the economy in Clovis, New Mexico. Clovis, New Mexico is a farming town, but they stepped in, and it probably would hurt them. But like, we're talking about a crazy amount of money in consolidating, and the DoD should not be in the business of creating jobs and ensuring economies don't fail, right? So politicians get involved in these basing and aircraft acquisitions and stuff like that, and it messes everything up. It really does. The other thing for it is a toothless tail, something that nope, I can't say that. Never mind. That's classified. Okay, moving on. DEI compliance checks. Department of the Air Force teams will inspect 9 bases through March 28th to enforce Trump's anti-DEI orders, removing WASP, W-A-S-P, and female pilot content. What is WASP? I'm losing it right now, just on top of my head. I'm guessing women and then something program. Let's see. Sorry. Let's find out real quick what it is. That way we actually have some context. What is USAF WASP? Come on. It stands for Women Air Force Service Pilots. Okay, cool. Anyway, pages on pioneers like Major General Jenny Leavitt are cut with some of the history possibly restored post-review. Yeah, all that stuff will get reviewed and then replaced. We already talked about it. Find, replace. They messed up. They messed up bad. Antarctica mission ends. The Air Force completed its Antarctica summer mission on March 7th using LC-130Hs and C-17s for Operation Deep Freeze. Dude, Operation Deep Freeze has been going on for a very, very long time. Like I remember seeing pictures of it up in the museum at Joint Base Lewis McChord. It's pretty cool to see all those pictures and everything. Like it's cool. All right, let's see what else. P-51 Legacy pilot Tommy Hitchcock brought the P-51 Mustang to the U.S. Air Force or Army Air Force. Key to air dominance before D-Day. His RAF collaboration overcame initial U.S. resistance per wartime history. Luftwaffe's Hermann Göring credited it with shifting the air war. Dude, that P-50 Mustang, along with the Spitfire, was badass. All right. Space Force news. Vandenberg's record years. Vandenberg Space Force Base hit 51 launches in 2024, a record, says Colonel Mark Shoemaker at a Friday event. The base manages noise via alerts and sonic boom studies. Shoemaker flags gaps in housing and medical service. Yeah, 51 launches. That's a lot. Dude, that's one a week, basically. It's pretty damn good. Space superiority push. General Chance Saltzman at the AFE Symposium seeks offensive space weapons, eyeing congressional funding to counter China's pace. Vice Chief General Michael Guillotine at Michaelis notes China's satellite dogfighting last year, erasing U.S. capability gaps. Guillotine pushes divestment of legacy systems for commercial and allied solutions. Yeah, man. This goes back to us losing the space race. We are losing. 100% we are losing, or we are behind right now, and we got to catch up. So, yeah, not good. All right, that's your news for today. I truncated it because a lot of it is already repeats from last week. So, all right, have a good one. Later.